Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on Lockdown Wednesday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go to our friends up on the Sunshine Coast. And of course, it is great news for them in particular because obviously got announced today that because they'll be coming back onto the field again, obviously for training as of Friday this week, which means obviously their games will be underway and their season will resume the following weekend. And of course, we've got three very special guests joining us right now from the Sunshine Coast Wanderers. Tell us a bit about how their season's gone up to this point. Thanks all three for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Well, I'll get all three to introduce yourselves and tell us a bit about the season so far up to this point.
I'll start. I'm Corey. I'm the head coach for the women's at the Sunshine Coast Wanderers. And yeah, I think there's a sort of an interesting season so far as we played one round and then the comp had to split for the first time, creating a second tier as well. So we were also brand new back into the comp this year after not having a team for a couple of years. So we've managed to stay up in the top half, and that was our goal. So we've kind of achieved that. So yeah, it's been positive for us, I think.
I'll go next. I'm Chelsea. Now, the season so far has been really good with all the girls. We've never played together before. Coming into this competition, we didn't know, some of us knew what to expect because some of them have never played in such a high level. So considering we finished sixth is such an achievement for us. We were definitely the underdogs. Nobody expected it. And we've already had people say, you guys are doing really well considering, every past year we've done NPL women's. It just hasn't been as good as this year. So it's exciting things to come, especially starting with playing the hardest teams in the comp. Some of those games were tough, and I think that, we stand a chance against them next time around. So it's exciting times ahead.
Yeah, definitely. I'm Kayla, and just going off what Chelsea's saying, I think not only has this season been really good for the Sunshine Coast Wanderers because, quite often when we have been playing in the NPL, we haven't been this consistent or achieving, I think, having played previously and then having a couple of years off and coming back into this year. I think the level of football that's getting played this year especially is just at a higher level, probably the highest level I've seen it played at. So for us to be doing so well, considering that it's getting played at such a high level as well, I think is just such a exciting time for the girls on the Sunshine Coast.
The question I want to firstly ask, obviously come back into the NPL this year, I guess especially for a Sunshine Coast team and one of the teams that is outside of Brisbane Metro, how important is to have a team up on the Sunshine Coast and especially to be in the NPL?
I think it's like I've said the whole time, every time we get asked this question, I think it's super important. There's so much female talent on the coast, even there's still players playing in local league or juniors coming through. So it's just so important that we have an NPL side and somewhere for young female players to aspire to get to without having to, travel to Brisbane or Gold Coast and stuff like that. We want to keep talent on the coast and representing the Sunshine Coast.
Tell us a bit about how's it been like without playing, football for the last 3-4 weeks?
Yeah, it's been a bit tough. It's been I don't know what to do with myself having all this extra time. It's been not good. We're super excited to get back into playing.
Kept in contact. We're all we're all excited to get back into it.
As players, what have you been doing to keep yourselves motivated during these last 2-3 weeks, especially obviously the 2 weeks that you're in lockdown and obviously are now almost into the second week of obviously the community sports restrictions?
We've been doing a few team workouts, but, doing them by, it's not as fun as hanging out and doing your actual training sessions. And running by yourself isn't very exciting either. So other than that kind of boring stuff, I think we're all just so eager to hang out and see each other again.
obviously got into the NPL, and especially, you know, I think you end up being a couple games clear by the time the competition split. It was about those 3 games that obviously kept you alive in the NPL.
Well, you know, we had a few games where we kind of dropped points that maybe we shouldn't have. I know that as a collective, we kind of felt that. We sort of, you know, we did the maths. We knew we had to get 3 wins out of the last 3 games. So there was a little bit of extra pressure. But I mean, you know, it's what we want. We want to make sure that we're earning it and that we're proving that we deserve to be in there. And, you know, it's not easy knowing that you have to go on and win a game, but that's the mentality we want as well, that we're going into every game looking for 3 points, no matter whether it's trying to make finals or making sure that we stay above the split or, you know, whatever the occasion is.
Saying that just off what Corey said, like I think Corey said from like the very first day that every game we play to win, every game is a tough game, and there's no easy games in this comp because of, you know, such a strong competition. So, you know, those last 3 games that we had to win, they were kind of, it's like the whole season has been like that. Every game's been a must win for us kind of thing.
Tell us a couple of players in your team that's had an awesome season so far, and you can't include yourselves or each other. That's in regards to Chelsea and Kayla.
I think Tiffany's had an awesome season.
Yeah, so good.
Considering she's never played at such a high level, she's killing it. She's never played in the position on a wing where she's always been a striker. Playing on the wing really suits her, and it's awesome. Like, she's killing it. And there's a few other people that are killing it too. I think the whole team together as a whole is really working for us.
And I think some of like the young girls, it's just amazing how much quality they have. So like Alicia Woods, sorry, we never call her actual name. We always call her a nickname. But I think, you know, Tish and Ray, like Rayel in the center there, they're just such good players. They've got such a good kind of like work ethic, but then just their decision making and just everything for, and like, I know at that age, I'm just like, me playing next to them, I'm just like, constantly in awe of what great players they are and what great players that are around us everywhere on the pitch.
I think the girls are pretty spot on. Like Chelsea said earlier, we've got a number of girls who have never played at this level before. You know, Sammy, who we sort of were talking about before this all started, you know, she travels from Gympie, has never really played at a real high level. And as a centre back, I think being up against, you know, ex-W League strikers and stuff like that, she's been fantastic. Tish has been excellent coming through. She really impressed in the under-23s in the first 2 games, and we brought her straight up to the women's side, and she's been pretty much a regular starter. You know, we got a really young squad, and it's just fantastic to see that kind of, you know, potential in the team, and we're lucky to have such experienced players around them to help them develop as well.
Something I'm very passionate about, especially on the world in the world game, and also these positions don't get recognised a lot, is obviously your backs, who obviously defend the goals and all that. Tell us, I guess, especially you know, your defenders and obviously your amazing goalkeeper.
I think one of our right backs is almost one of our highest goal scorers. So I think Els has been pretty awesome back there as well. So definitely.
I think defensively we've been really good. You know, we've had a few sort of 0-0 draws and stuff like that too, or, you know, we've only won by the odd goal or so. So I think, you know, at the end of the day, like they say, you know, defense wins your premierships. It's what's going to get you up there. You know, we've got Cassie, who's played in the level before, very experienced. Sammy, as I mentioned before, has been fantastic. Els has got a bag full of goals for a right back, and, you know, we've had a few different girls, Hayley, Teal, Amy, Amber, all do really good jobs at left back. And, you know, we've got a really young goalkeeper as well, Charlotte. You know, she's still in school. It's her first year playing at this sort of a senior level. So they're only going to get better as well.
Going into your, I guess, next game, not obviously not this weekend, the following weekend. I guess what are you going to be hopefully working on going to your next game, depending on who your opponent is?
We got Capella, I believe, for our first game back. They're full of ex or current professional players. Plenty of talent in there, but those are the challenges that we want. I think we can definitely compete with them. I think we can get a result. No game in this competition is easy. It doesn't matter who we're playing. So we just got to prepare as best as we can. If we play our best football on the day, I believe we can get the points. It just comes down to that.
How did all you get involved in the world game, and why did you choose it?
Oh, my family's been surrounded by football my whole life, so basically just aspired to be like my brothers, and my brothers have played at a high level, so always wanted to kind of follow them in their footsteps. But it's just such a great game. Like, it brings people together, and the social side of it's also really good, but it just makes my heart happy. So just keep playing.
Yeah, I'm in a bit of a similar spot as Chelsea as well. I've got older brother that played, and dad and mum. So yeah, it's just been something that I've always kind of been around since a young age.
Yeah, pretty similar. My old man played at some good levels. He coached me a few times in my juniors growing up, and when I started playing seniors when I was still pretty young. And yes, I think sport's been in my family, and I just kind of continued with it as well.
So my question I want to ask, particularly to Kayla and Chelsea, you mentioned that obviously your brothers and sisters play the sport, or used to play the sport. So my question I want to ask is, who's the better football player?
Me. I think there's no doubt in my mind. If you've ever seen my sister play soccer, you wouldn't even have to think about that question. My brother probably thinks that he could take me, but not anymore.
I think we're both best in our position, basically. So Kayla's a good defensive midfielder, and I'm a good attacker.
Oh wait, I thought we were talking about who's better out of us and our siblings.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh. I was like, Chelsea, I'm not gonna
Who's better out of me and Kayla? I'm like, really?
Yeah, and Chelsea's probably like, oh my gosh, Kayla, you just said you were better than me so quickly.
I know, I was smiling. I was like, this is awesome. I think we're all good, me and my brothers and my sister. I'm a twin, so she'll watch this and be like, if I'm better.
Kayla and Chelsea, be very careful how you answer my next question. Now, both of you just mentioned right at the start what position both you play on the field. If you had a preferred position where you'd like to convince your coach Corey to put you, where would that be?
Attacking mid.
It's not convincing me.
Is it cheating? Is it cheating to say like defensive mid to attacking mid?
That's where you play. It's definitely cheating.
Yeah, pretty brave.
Technically, I could say I play one or the other, right? I could say.
Oh, so you want to play 8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I played striker all my life, but now that I'm a bit older, I don't know, I feel like I'm more suited to a attacking midfielder position just because I am more of an assister than a finisher.
Creative player.
Hey?
Creative player.
I am a creative player.
Yeah, I agree.
With now who's just joined our team, and she's quality up front. So, yeah. Don't know where that leaves me. We'll find out. No, it's exciting times ahead.
Now, what would be some highlights throughout all through your world game journey so far?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know who's it is. Gosh, I don't really know. I think it's just been like such a steady ride where it's just been like, just all of the friends that you make along the way. And I think there's just nothing really that you can replicate outside of team sport. I don't think, especially in the women's program, I think probably, I mean, I'm not sure, but I feel like in the women's program, it is such like a little family environment. And you don't really get those relationships anywhere else outside of sport. So I think that's, probably the highlight. You know, you're not playing it for any of the accolades or anything like that. I just think the coolest moments are when you're out on the field working hard for your team, and that's why we're all out there.
Totally, I agree. When you come home with a win, and that's just the greatest feeling when you do it as a team, and we all played so well together. It's really good, especially this year, finishing in top 6 in an NPL league where we've got a whole brand new team playing teams that played together for years. It's a massive achievement, and it's such a big highlight.
What does the sport of the world game mean to all three of you, and especially being there at the Sunshine Coast Wanderers?
Oh, I've just always loved the sport. Like, when we had the first lockdown last year, I think it was, or whenever it was, I was going absolutely insane. Like, even as a coach, like, I always want to be down at the pitch and, interacting with players and stuff like that. It's always good just to working hard as a group. And, I definitely can't imagine not having football as a player or as a coach, really. I've always done it since I was a kid, and I hope to continue to be involved in the sport one way or another, getting a lot older.
Oh, it's huge. It's always been around in my life, and it brings people together, and it's massive. Without football, I wouldn't have such a big social life, and that's what's awesome with it too. You make really great friends and people that you'll be friends with for life. It's not the same, like Kayla said, you won't find a replica of, those kinds of friends outside of a sport. It's just not the same. But playing for the Sunshine Coast Wanderers is such a it's an achievement, and it's such an honor, like being able to play for a National Premier League team on the coast where there's some quality players on the coast, and this year we've finally got them together. There's still people out there that need to come play in the team, but because we've done such a good job this season, next year is going to be really exciting. But playing for the Wanderers it's just such an achievement, and I'm so happy about it. It's been good.
Yeah, I think for me, like I've had a couple of years off because of injury, and I think like seeing how things change even in that short amount of time, and seeing how much potential here we have to really create such a great positive future for female football in particular. Like I think we're in such a crucial time where female sport is finally starting to get recognized, and I think for me, as I'm starting to creep towards kind of like finishing up maybe my playing career, I've said that many times before, but I'm still here, but it makes you really think of what your impact is going to be and how you can continue to make the sport such a positive, great place for other kids coming through as well.
Now, the one question I want to ask, obviously we get the World Cup here in Australia in 2 years' time. I guess, and especially how well our Matildas went over in Tokyo just recently, I guess, where do you think, the world game, especially on the women's side, is going to go in the next 2 years as we head up to the World Cup?
I think, well, with Australia and that, I think the biggest thing that I really hope to see is the W League become an independent professional league. A longer season where players are genuinely signed to a club for multiple seasons, same as in men's side of football. The same as what happens in Europe and England with their women's. I really hope Australia starts, following in those footsteps. I think it's going to benefit, the likes of the young players coming through in the long run, which will help the international team as well, I believe.
I think as well, we saw the huge numbers of the people watching the Matildas games at the Olympics and stuff like that. And I think, that shows that the interest is out there. And paying these players for the the attraction that they are. I think that needs to kind of be a bit more in the women's favor as well.
Corey, I need to ask you this question. Obviously, you're a former player. Are you still playing the sport?
I still try to.
So my question I want to ask is, what have you learned from coaching from your playing time that you take into your coaching? And what have you learned from coaching?
That a lot of my coaches are probably right, and I was wrong a lot of the time as a player. I think you sort of see things a bit differently. I know stepping into coaching, I studied the sport a lot more. So, just learning different tactics, so many little 1 or 2%ers in sport. I've learned more as a coach than as a player. And, I think when you play, you sort of focus on your role, and that's about it. And just kind of what you're trying to do as a player. And I think as a coach, you got to take in a lot more aspects of the sport. But yeah, I just think I've learned so much more as a coach, and from working with other coaches as well. Like I've been coaching, 15 years or so, but I'm still quite young as far as coaches go, especially at this level. So I'm still learning a lot of things as well as I go along.
What would be your advice to people out there that should get involved in the World Games, especially people on the Sunshine Coast?
Just, give it a crack. It's a great sport, as the girls keep saying. Like it's, you get such a family feeling out of a team. I know most of my mates in my outside life are all from football. I've been lucky enough to be able to play football in New Zealand and Australia. So, I still talk to people back in New Zealand as well, and most of them are all football friends. And, it's just a good way to keep fit. It's a fantastic sport. And there's a lot of places you can go with it as well if you're willing to commit. You see the big dollars some of these players get paid. So, if you're really into it and you're super committed, there's a lot of pathways for you to take, I think.
No, I think, I completely agree. I think, why wouldn't you? There's so many great things about it. It's awesome.
Especially with what's happening now. So, everyone, look at us now, we're doing really well, something to look forward to in the future. It's only going to get better if people are coming in playing. But the social side of it, you can't beat. It's just great. Like,
and I think
family.
even if maybe you don't feel up to playing or something like that, but getting down to your local club and watching the games, or finding out, coming and supporting us, or supporting the juniors or whoever. I think that stuff is, can still give you that nice community feel as well. So I think, if you're thinking about it, definitely, I'm sure you'll be pleasantly surprised about, the great quality of football that we play. And I think, it's a really great place to be.
Off with a couple of lighthearted questions as well, which is, who had the most embarrassing moment on the field this season, and what was it?
I don't know. I can't really think.
I missed an open goal.
Oh.
I don't know. One of the girls kicked the ground. I don't know who.
I'm sure there's been some ball to the face, or.
Yeah, that wasn't embarrassing. All right. I got taken out. Probably say
we're so coordinated. We don't do anything embarrassing. We're just too good. I just fully coordinated all of the time. We never do anything embarrassing. Can that?
Oh, I don't know. There's been a couple of, I don't know.
We're definitely good for a good air swing.
Yeah, or like a ball to the face or something, or there would be loads of them.
I think Haley copped a couple of balls to the face.
Yeah. Or Cassie always gets them right in her gut, but that's not embarrassing. That's just like painful.
I have to ask as well, who's the comedian, the best singer, and the best dancer on the team?
Oh, Amber would be.
Yeah. I would say Samara was up there for a while. I think she would still probably reign true with some of those.
I reckon I'm a comedian.
Yeah, Chelsea, you are pretty funny.
Amber's probably best dancer.
Mm.
Best singer. as well.
Unless
Still
anyone
learning.
has any secret talents that we don't know about.
Still learning about each other, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Considering this team is a pretty young team, I'm assuming you got some young players that into their TikToks. So who's into their TikToks, and is any of them TikTok famous?
Oh,
Hmm,
smart for a minute there. She had over 1 million views on one of her
that's
TikToks.
true.
Samara did have a viral video of her dad peeling carrots while there was a bushfire in the background.
I think there's a few 23s probably that are probably dancing up a storm on TikTok. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Amber does TikToks.
Yeah.
Amber,
Well, she's the
Amber
best
loves a good
dancer.
TikTok.
Yeah.
She's probably the oldest in our team, actually. So not the youngest.
She's
Yeah.
gonna love being outed for that one.
Bless her. She's awesome.
I know a lot of the 23s have TikTok, so I've seen them. We've had recovery sessions, and you look in the saunas and stuff like that, and they're in there doing TikTok dances instead of relaxing. Piper and Maddie, I believe, at the recovery room.
Yeah, okay. I've never
Yeah.
seen except Amber.
Actually, Teal as well, I believe, was involved in that.
Either of you have a pre-game superstition or ritual?
I don't think I do. Sometimes I think I do, and I'll be like, oh, I played good that game. I'm going to do that exact same thing. And then next time I do it, I don't play well. So I'm like,
I agree.
it mustn't
Totally
be,
with that one.
like, oh, it mustn't be that little trick then.
I don't have a ritual. I don't think any of the girls do that I know of.
A bit
Just-
boring, sorry. Yeah, we don't really good.
Yeah, the coat hangers always have to face the door. Drives me nuts if they don't.
He's got a bit of OCD.
Every game, the jerseys go on the coat hangers, and the hook on the coat hanger has to face towards the door. Every game.
Wow, there you go.
Mate, have a look
Sounds-
next time you're in the changing room.
Yeah. He's a bit anal about his color coordinated cones. All the cones have to be color coordinated too. You can't put a yellow cone on top of a green cone. They've all got to be separated.
Corey, I wish your superstition was washing the bibs before each training. That would be a good superstition.
That'd be nice.
Oh.
Once a week, mate. Once a week.
Thanks, Cass, for that one.
Yeah.
I wash them occasionally.
Yeah. Maybe your superstition is not washing them.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to wash away the goodness.
So my next question I'm going to ask you is there a pump-up song that the team, hypes itself up before a game?
I think there's probably a few. I think we're very music orientated in the changing rooms.
Yeah, there's a few. Even what's that one that Dave likes?
Oh, yeah. Dave has his favorites.
Yeah. Oh, there's a few good ones. Mainly doof doof music.
Yeah, the louder the better.
DJ Teal Danger.
Yeah.
When I'm headbanging, we just, there's some goodies out there. Each weekend we find a new.
Talking about nicknames earlier, who has the best nickname in the team?
Tish's one is just confusing because her name's Alicia, but we call her Tish. And
Her real name be called Tish, but it's Tish.
yeah, and no one
And
knew what her real
Alicia.
name actually was.
I don't know, just call her whatever now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know
I'm
who else has any.
got her name too. Just call her Bon Quick. Names is that we use?
Really?
Not that can be said on here anyway.
Yeah, but we're like, no, we don't have any.
Anyone that should come down to your next home game, whereabouts, firstly, is your home ground? And what would be your advice to people that should follow the Wanderers?
So our home field is at Ballinger Park. So I can answer that part. Yep, it's a beautiful field. Come on down
In
there.
Budrum.
In Budrum. Just at the bottom of the mountain there, kind of near the back of Matthew Flinders. So that's where our home ground is.
You know, we're just a new team. We're starting off new. We need the support. We need the encouragement. So if you're going to come down and be loud, we want that. You know, we've got a few regular parents that come down and they're loud, and we love that. It's encouraging, and we need more of it. So if you're going to come down, yell out. And
I think as well by coming down, you know, we're still thinking about next season as well, and thinking about sponsorship. And, you know, if you are part of a local business, or if you're interested in supporting local sporting teams, we're the team you want to support, because we are, you know, you'll get to meet all of the girls, and you'll get to meet what a great club we are. And I think you'll see that there's really something special going on with the girls too. So whether you want to back us even more by being a sponsor, all of those things we're thinking about for next year already. So that kind of stuff, you know, come on down and check us out.
Some good football being played.
All three, thank you so much for getting up your time to join us. It's awesome having all three on the show. Please send our best wishes to your teammates for us as well. And we'll be supporting the Sunshine Coast Wanderers for the remainder of this season. And obviously, me coming from, well, close to the Sunshine Coast in Harvey Bay, of course, we'll be right behind you. And let's hope you go really well and hopefully make the well. I don't know what the final system is up there, but obviously with the split, but hopefully you can get to the finals and show the rest of the competition that the Sunshine Coast team is better than the Brisbane-based teams.
Thanks, mate.
Awesome. Thank you.
No worries. And of course, if you want to get down there and support the Sunshine Coast Wanderers throughout, of course, the remainder of the 2021 season, of course, we'll put all the details up on there, of course, on their home games coming up in the next couple of weeks. There's more on the Smash Sport Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.